Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen, Anderson, Bates, Bell, Berryhill, Block, Canella, De Leon, Fuller, Gaines, Galgiani, Hall, Hancock, Hernandez, Hertzberg, Hill, Hueso, Huff, Jackson, Latta, Leno, Leyva, Liu, McGuire, Mendoza, Mitchell, Monning, Morlock, Morrell, Wynn, Nilsson, Pan, Pavley, Roth, Runner, Stone, Vidak, Wachowski, Wolk.
The Secretary observes the absence of a quorum. Will sergeants please call members' offices, and will members please report to the Senate floor as soon as possible? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen, Anderson, Bates, Bell, Berryhill, Block, Canella, De Leon, Fuller, Gaines, Galgiani, Hall, Hancock, Hernandez, Hertzberg, Hill, Hueso, Huff, Jackson, Latta, Leno, Leyva, Liu, McGuire, Mendoza, Mitchell, Monning, Morlock, Morrell, Wynn, Nilsson, Pan, Pavley, Roth, Runner, Stone, Vidak, Wachowski, Wolk.
The Secretary acknowledges the presence of a quorum. Would the members and our guests be on the rail and in the gallery please rise? We'll be led in prayer this afternoon by our guest chaplain, Sister Libby Fernandez, with the Religious Sisters of Mercy, who serves as the Executive Director of Loaves and Fishes here locally. After which, please remain standing, and we'll be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag today by Senator Hernandez.
President Obama just declared March 31st as a national commemoration of Cesar Chavez. Let us come for a moment of silence and listen to Cesar's own words. Show me the suffering of the most miserable, so I will know my people's plight. Free me to pray for others, for you are present in every person. Help me take responsibility for my own life so that I can be free at last. Grant me courage to serve others, for in service there is true life. Give me honesty and patience so that I can work with other workers. Bring forth song and celebration so that the Spirit will be alive among us. Let us remember those who have died for justice, for they have given us life. Help us love even those who hate us, so we can change the world. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Without objection, we'll have a photographer will be allowed on the floor today for today's session. Senator Fuller, for what purpose do you rise?
Announcements
Please
for the
proceed.
California Ambulance Association Stars of Life Award recipients, and may I move to Senator De Leon's desk.
Senator Fuller at the Pro Tem's desk.
Madam Chairman and members, it is my pleasure to introduce this year's Stars of Life Award recipients. The 2015 Stars of Life Award recipients have provided their communities with a valuable service and have demonstrated expertise as first responders, helping to keep us all safe. I'm going to start out with Myron Smith, and maybe you give a little wave as I read your bio. Myron Smith is an EMT and the manager of Hall Critical Care Transport. Smith is the third-generation emergency medical services worker. Smith has been nominated for a Star of Life in recognition of the many EMS lives he has touched through his dedication to EMS education. Edward Cordova is the lead emergency medical dispatcher with Hall Ambulance Service. In February, he was recognized as the Hall Ambulance EMD of the Year. Cordova is being honored as a CAA Star of Life because of his dedication towards his career. In 2014, Cordova processed over 5,157 calls for service. He provided EMD instruction to over 684 requests for medical aid and dispatched over 5,000 calls while maintaining 100% EMD compliance. William Bill Dietz is the emergency medical technician with Hall Ambulance, assigned to an advanced life support ambulance in the community of Lamont. Bill was nominated for his Star of Life by paramedic Arnold Thomas for going above and beyond to assist a mother with a breech delivery just outside of the hospital, resulting in the birth of a happy, healthy baby girl. Andrew Heiser, all right, is a paramedic for Hall Ambulance assigned to the Advanced Life Support Ambulance at Hall's Rosemont, California substation. Kaiser was awarded the 2014 Hall Ambulance President's Award for Customer Service during an award ceremony in February of 2015. The President's Award is the highest honor a paramedic can receive at a Hall Ambulance and represents a continuous commitment to customer satisfaction. Armando Lazaro is a paramedic relief supervisor for Hall Ambulance Service. Armando was nominated for the Stars of Life after saving himself and other victims from an accident. And Mackenzie Stevens is a flight nurse assigned to the Hall Critical Care Transport's Med-Evac 1 helicopter. In 2014, she was instrumental in mentoring new flight nurses and paramedics. Stephen has proven that she is a valuable team member to the Hall Critical Care Transport and that you can accomplish all you set your mind to. There are many other stories, and I'm going to be handing them the resolutions. The resolutions detail such interesting things as how many people they actually saved from heart attack and babies they delivered. And every year, by the time I finish reading the resolutions, I'm reduced to tears that we are so lucky to have individuals this dedicated who go through all the training, who take all the risk, and suffer all the heartbreak when things don't go as well as they could for people. A big thank you to all of them. Makes Lori's job a little easier.
Yeah. Senator Fuller, we'd like to thank you for bringing them to our attention, and we'd like to thank all of you men and women for your service and acknowledge some of your colleagues who've joined with you in the gallery today as well. So colleagues, let's give them a round of applause as well. Please stand.
Liberty Ambulance.
Senator Hall, for what purpose do you rise?
Privilege of the floor, Madam President.
Please proceed.
Madam President and Senators, I am pleased to introduce the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority for their 16th annual AKA Day here at the Capitol. I am joined on the Senate floor by the co-chairs of the AKA Day at the Capitol, Patrice McKenzie and Leslie Tinson, as well as Dr. Barbara Denson Trotter, Arkaylin Amos Martin, and Gail Atlee, as well as many other proud AKA sisters here on the floor this afternoon. The AKA sorority was founded in 1908 on the campus of Howard University and is the nation's first African-American sorority. You can clap, it's okay. Since its founding, the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority has grown into a force of more than 280,000 collegiate members and alumni, constituting more than 980 chapters in the 42 states, the District of Columbia, and internationally. And as a proud Omega man, a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, I'm pleased to welcome my sisters, the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, to the California State Senate. Please give them a warm round of applause.
To the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha, thank you very much for your service. Senator Hernandez, you had your mic up previously? Okay, thank you very much. You ready? Senator McGuire will be recognized at Senator De Leon's desk. Senator McGuire, for what purpose do you rise?
Thank you very much, Madam President and colleagues. I rise today to be able to recognize, along with Senator Wolk, Molly Murphy McGregor, who is the founder of National Women's History Month across the United States of America. And I hope that you're going to join both Senator Wolk and myself in welcoming this incredible woman from our district, Miss Molly Murphy McGregor. In 1964, Molly asked her supervisor out of a Bank of America branch in Southern California why a male coworker who was hired the same day she was earning 40% more than she was. She was told by the management that he was in a management training course, and when she was told she wasn't allowed into that same program because she was a woman, she quit right there on the spot. She finished college and became a teacher, eventually landing at the Santa Rosa Junior College teaching women's history. In 1978, she convinced the school administration to proclaim the week of March 8th Women's History Week. And she would joke with friends, first the county, then the state, the nation, and then the world. Thanks to her tireless efforts, the county of Sonoma followed shortly after. And Molly continued to work with women around the country to petition governors and the President of the United States to adopt the program. Senator Wolk.
I'm very pleased to join my colleague to honor Molly Murphy McGregor today. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter personally called Molly to tell her that he would be issuing a presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8th as National History Week. That year, she helped found the Women's History Project, lobbied for the Women's History Week, which became the Women's History Month. Today, the National Women's History Project operates out of her Santa Rosa home. When asked about how far the project has come, Molly has said this, quote, "In 1964, we couldn't even wear slacks to school. Now there are 3 women on the Supreme Court, and there are women bishops in the Episcopalian Church. It's hard to believe where we would be without wonderful women like Molly McGregor." Thank you very much. Please join with me in honoring her.
And on behalf of the Senate and women and girls throughout the state of California, we'd like to thank you for your progressive vision. Senator Allen, at Senator Roth's desk, for what purpose do you rise?
Thank you, Madam President. I rise to recognize a wonderful group that's here from Torrance, and so I appreciate your forbearance as I stand from here. Leadership Torrance is up here in the gallery. It's a wonderful class of 2015. It's a program sponsored by the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce that develops effective leaders from across the South Bay by encouraging community connections through partnerships with local businesses and city officials. And here I have my fellow Torrance member, Isidore Hall. Leadership Torrance was founded over 25 years ago and has graduated over 900 participants to date. And there are many, many distinguished members, as you can see, from all over the public and private sectors in the area, but they represent an impressive cross-section of the city, women and men from government, nonprofits, global and local business. Some folks may not know the city of Torrance was named after its founder, the industrialist Jared Sidney Torrance, who decided in 1910 to build what he called a working man's paradise, and we should say a working women's paradise as well, halfway between Los Angeles and the San Pedro Harbor. Although seated in one of the most densely urbanized zones in the world, Torrance still strives to remain true to its motto as a balanced city. To the Leadership Torrance class of 2015, I very much enjoyed having a little meeting with them and talking shop about a number of different issues. Thank you for being here, and welcome here to Sacramento. Thank you.
Welcome to the Senate. Seeing no additional mics raised for privileges of the floor, we'll proceed with today's agenda. Messages from the governor will be deemed read. Messages from the Assembly will be deemed read. Reports of committee. Senator Huff, for what purpose do you rise?
Republican caucus in the Cox Lounge prior to Senate third reading.
Thank you, appreciate that. Reports of the committee will be deemed read and amendments adopted. Under motions, resolutions, and notices, there are none. Consideration of the daily file, second reading file, item 1. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 29.
Thank you very much. That will be deemed read. The next item is Senate third reading, and so we will, and so we'll now break for Republican caucus. File item 8. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 26 by Senator Bell relative to Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month.
Senator Bell.
Madam President, members, I rise today to present Senate Concurrent Resolution 26 relating to Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. This is one of the deadliest cancers, and it is anticipated to move from fourth to second cause of cancer death in the United States by 2020. The 5-year survival rate for pancreatic cancer is only 7%, and symptoms usually appear in later stages of the disease. The resolution proclaims November as Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month in California and urges all our citizens to inform themselves, support friends and families suffering through this deadly disease, and also support efforts in finding a cure. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on this measure.
Thank you very much, Senator Bell. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Bates. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Cannella. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Hall. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Huff. Aye. Jackson. Lada. Aye. Leno. Aye. Leva. Aye. Liu. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell.
Aye.
Aye. Monning. Aye. Morlock. Morrell. Aye. Wynn. Aye. Nielsen. Aye. Pan. Aye. Pavley. Roth. Aye. Runner. Aye. Stone. Aye. Vidak. Aye. Wachowski. Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Mr. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Bates. Berryhill. Aye. De Leon. Fuller. Aye. Galgiani. Hueso. Jackson. Morlock. Pavley. Wachowski. Wachowski, aye.
I'm sorry, give me the vote again. 32 ayes, noes 0. The resolution is adopted.